Hey, so I'm just checking out my fruit trees here. I'm getting ready to start some of my indoor gardening. So in this episode of In the Garden with Matt the Garden Guy, we're going to be doing indoor gardening. Alrighty, so we are knee deep here in our Meyer lemon plant here. And one thing that you really want to consider when you're growing inside underneath these growing lights is to make sure you use plenty of water. You can hand water it like I'm doing right now. What you can also do is you can use a drip emitter system. Basically what I did last year is I just hooked it up to a pump, onto a timer, and then every day I just let it run for a little bit. And that will make it so you don't have to remember to keep your plants watered. So we're just going to go out in here again right now because I don't have that system set up. We're just going to go out and just hand water these plants. So you can see here this Meyer lemon. I got this probably a couple months ago. We got some really good new growth on it. And over here I got this orange tree. I'm gonna just go and water it nice and thorough, and then we'll shoot over here to my lime tree. So I got some really good limes on this guy right now. These limes, the flowers started to produce when they were outside, and they started fairly small. So you can see that guy's about that right there. Then they're about that size, and now we have some up here. I would say probably, hopefully, I don't know, I've actually never grown lime trees. I'm going to go ahead and start watering this. I've never grown lime trees before, so I have no idea how long it's going to take. I know what limes look like at the store when they're done. I'm just going to keep watching them. I'm going to keep kind of putting my finger on them and make sure they don't get too, I guess you'd call it mushy. They feel really good. They're actually kind of a little soft still. So I would assume that when they get a little bit of firm and a little bit bigger, they're probably ready. So I'm just going to go in here and water in my fruit trees. You really want to make sure your plants stay watered. If you're not going to remember to water them every day, highly recommend getting a drip irrigation system with a pump. Alright, so now let's turn our attention to getting some plants growing. You're going to get your bags of dirt. I use this Burpee seed starter. Not a sponsor yet. Burpee, if you're here, message me. And then what I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these little, I like these little green trays that I got. I'm going to go ahead and fill these with dirt. Alright, so the first step that we need to do is we need to go ahead and grab a bucket. Then again, we want to grab our dirt. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pour our dirt in the bucket. You know what? Be asking yourself, why aren't you putting it right into the pots? What I'd like to do is I like to hydrate my dirt before I put it in my pots. I see a lot of issues with putting seeds directly right into dry dirt. I've seen a big improvement in my germination when I have the dirt already wet. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my dirt into this. Then we're going to go fill this up with water and mix it up, and then go ahead and put my dirt into my pot. So I'm going to start with half the bucket full of dirt. Going to go ahead and get some water in here and mix this up, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, now back at my bucket. I just filled it up with dirt with water. I have it probably about that way of water with dirt. You can see it's all sloshing in there. What we need to do is we need to go ahead and mix it. The best thing I use is a little paint stir thingy. Put in there. And just mix it all around. If you put too much water in there, you can go ahead and add more of the dirt. That's why I only put half of a bag of dirt in here, so just in case we need to add more water. You want to go ahead and check it. Put your hands in there. Yeah, it's still pretty pretty watery, but that's fine. We want it, the consistency to be when I grab it, it doesn't, it's all clumpy. It doesn't just fall right apart. So again, go ahead and grab it, squeeze the water out, and it stays together in a ball. Now that's ready to use. It's hydrated dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my green container over there and fill it with dirt. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that by hand. So I'm gonna just take clumps of these, kind of squeeze the water out as much as I can, and just put it here in the container. Alrighty, just enough. It's like I've done this before. Alrighty, so I grow a lot of my greens, so my lettuces, some cabbages inside. So we're going to start by growing some ruby leaf lettuce and some bib leaf lettuce. Alright, so my lettuce seeds, I'm just going to go ahead and put in my palm of my hand here. And then how I plant them is I just grab a little pinchful and just sprinkle around and put them down on here. There you go. Put the rest that I have back into the bag here. That was the ruby, or the red leaf. Now we're going to go ahead and plant the bib lettuce. Grab my seeds again and just sprinkle them right on the top. And you'll see right here is the bib leaf. Right over there is the ruby red leaf. I got another spot right here. We're gonna try to figure out what we want to grow. Alrighty, so the last thing we're gonna plant in here is some spinach. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the spinach seeds. Same type of deal. I'm just gonna go ahead and just sprinkle them right on the top. Got a couple left. Just gonna go ahead and put those back here. Alright, so now that we have our little tray here started with some plants, 2 things of lettuce, 1 thing of spinach. Next, we're gonna go ahead and just put a light layer of dirt on the top of it and just give a little bit of watering on the top, and then go ahead and put some plastic wrap over it and throw it underneath your growing light. Slush in here. Go ahead and squeeze as much as that water off as we can and just sprinkle it right on the top. We don't want to put too much. Just a little bit on top of those seeds. Then after I have that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of this plastic wrap, put it on top of it. Kind of helps like a greenhouse, like a little dome, and helps keep the heat in. Then we're gonna go set it here underneath its new home, underneath the growing lights right here. So just like our citrus plants, we're gonna wanna make sure we check on those and water that every single day. In about probably 3 to 5 days, they should start sprouting and coming up. As soon as they start sprouting, you can go ahead and take that plastic wrap over it and just keep checking it every couple days, watering it. And it's probably gonna take a good while before you can harvest your plants. What I'm gonna do with that one though, as the plants come up, I'm gonna separate them and put them in these little pots here. I'm gonna put 1 plant per pot. Right now I'm just using that container as a way to help germinate and help them through their infancy stage, and then throw them here in these pots. But if you're looking for something right away to eat and you can't wait months, go ahead and grab some microgreens grab a little pot here and plant some microgreens in here. Let's go ahead and do that really quick. Alrighty, excellent. So I have a pot here with that dirt. It's nice and wet. I'm gonna grab my microgreens. And then we're gonna put a pretty hearty serving on top. Just like that. What you're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead and just put a light layer of dirt right on top of those. Pat it down just a little bit. Grab your plastic wrap, put it right over this, just like you did with the other one. There you go. Microgreens, within 3 to 5 days, you can be eating these guys. Same type of thing though, you want to come down here and take a look at them. Make sure they're watered every day. Use one of these watering jugs and just lightly go around it. We don't want to submerge a bunch of water right on top of it. It'll lift the roots up and you'll pretty much just ruin your plant. We're going to go ahead and throw these underneath the growing light as well. There are many different ways of growing microgreens. I've done numerous videos on those. I'll post a couple down below. You can go check out the link. Multiple different ways to grow microgreens. There's a lot of different types of microgreens as well. The microgreens that I'm growing are a mixture. I think this mix it's broccoli, purple kohlrabi, radishes, collards, and turnips. We'll go ahead and just eat the tops of them. Really good way to supplement to get those nutrients that your body needs here in the wintertime. So there's other kinds too. One of my favorite kinds is like a cilantro. They also make beets. Multiple different types of microgreens. Like I said, I've done numerous videos. Go check them out. Alrighty, just doing some cleanup here. That's what I have going on in my garden. I got my citrus plants growing. I got some lettuce and some spinach started. And I just got some microgreens. Be able to eat those microgreens here probably in the next 3 to 5 days. And then the spinach and lettuce, as they start growing, I'm going to transplant them into these larger pots. In about 30 to 45, 50 days, we'll have some lettuce to eat. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Keep growing, and I'll talk to you later. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, I please ask if you consider hitting that subscribe button. Talk to you later. And I'm just going to finish cleaning up here. Have an awesome day and keep growing.